How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the channel. This is Big Daddy Dave, and this is a map tour for a new mod map to Farming Simulator 25 called Settlers. And we're going to start with the description from the mod hub, and it reads, Welcome to Settlers. Based on the original Hutan Pantai map with quite a few changes, rediscover agriculture, livestock, and forestry. This map is ideal for multiplayer games since it consists of 8 pre-installed farms which have a home where you can sleep and change clothes, a workshop where vehicles can be repaired with space to store them, a warehouse where you can collect bales, pallets, and eggs in different rooms, a chicken coop with for 100 animals, a pigsty with 56 pigs with rooms to store vehicles, a large storage grain silo, a fuel tank. All the farms are the same, although with different distribution. 15 rice fields, some with stone walls ready to work. 48 fields for cultivation, 23 forest zones. Change the entire train route with different points, or with points for loading wood. Custom and expanded missions. Now the next part is in French, but I translated it and it reads, Industrial zone with individual purchasable plots for factories where factories can be set up. Several buildings, the vehicle workshop, and factories relocated near the city, and some changes that you will discover while playing. I hope you enjoy it. There are no mods required for this map. This map was created by Sika Simulators and is 275.5 megabytes to download. If we take a look at the map, this is what it looks like. And for those who are familiar with the Giants base game map, Hutan Pantai, will pretty much recognize this. This is, based on the description, says this is the original Hutan Pantai map with a few changes. So it's going to seem very similar to that, but it's also going to seem very different. At least that's kind of the vibe that I picked up when I was going through my original walkthrough. So we start out by owning quite a bit down here on the southwest corner of the map. We actually start out by owning, let's disable that. We start out by owning farmlands number 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, and 34. Now, if we reinstall, now 27 is the main starting farm and also a wheat field that is ready to harvest. 28 is a forestry area, 29 is a barley field ready to harvest, 30 is a rice field ready to harvest, 31 is a combination of rice and long grain rice, both of which are ready to harvest, 32 is a field with no product in it, 33 is an oat field ready to harvest, and 34 is a corn field that is growing. Fuel prices do vary, but it is extremely expensive for the most part. We do start out with some smaller fields here, but they're even really expensive. 116,000 here, got 106,000 there. We got 54,000, which is the cheapest I came across. We got 110,000, 150,000, 115, 131, 284. We got 252. 210, and we just keep on getting more and more expensive as these sizes get bigger. But I mean, you can see it's pretty expensive, I mean, for the most part, but it is what it is. So let's take a look at the animals. We do start out with several animal barns. We have a pig, chicken, and cow barn. Contracts are available on this map. We do start out with a greenhouse for our productions, and it's for the rice saplings, and there are collectibles on this map, 25 of them to be precise. If we take a look at mods specific to this map, starting on the buy menu, there is nothing here under the buy menu, but if we take a look under the build menu, starting here under buildings and sheds, we scroll all the way down to the bottom, and you'll see here where it says Farm Barn Settlers Mod. That Settlers Mod is a notation that lets you know that that is a mod specific to this map. You will not see this mod anywhere else on any other map. So it is specific, but it is not required for this map. It's built into it. Next one is under silos. Scroll all the way to the bottom. You'll see again Silo Settlers Mod. That is a mod specific to this map. There's nothing under silo extensions, constructibles, containers, tools, or farmhouses. There's nothing at all here under the productions tab. Now under animals, there's nothing under cows, nothing under horses, but under pigs, we scroll down, we will see right there the shed with pig pasture. That is a mod specific to this map. Nothing for sheep, chickens, bees, or others. There's nothing under decorations and nothing under landscaping. So we do start here at the starting farm, so let's take a look at our starting equipment. If we go back over to this tab and go down to here, we have the AGCO 8510, the APE 50, the Great Plains Solid Stand 1500, the Iseki HJ 6130, and that is the rice harvester. We've got the Iseki PRJ8D, that is the rice planter. We got the John Deere 980 cultivator. We have the Lizard Dragon truck, Massey Ferguson MF 8570, that is the harvester, the 8570 header, and the header trailer, and that is everything at our main starting farm. So let's go ahead and take a look around the main starting farm. So right across the street over here, we have a lime station right there. We also have this building here, which is supposed to be a hay loft, but there's nothing here to indicate that it's actually usable, anything more than decoration. So I think potentially this is something that is going to need an update, but it also just might be decoration for all I know. But is this something that we can demolish? No, we cannot demolish that. So we can't remove that. That is unfortunate. So let's continue around the farm. Before I go wandering off, sleep trigger right here, wardrobe trigger right here. Now, as the description said, there are a good many buildings and whatnot on the other farms. There's 8 farms in total on this map, and it's all pretty much the same buildings, the same models, everything. So I'm going to do an in-depth, detailed look on this farm, and then just kind of quickly boom, 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 boom on the remaining 7 farms. Now, tucked away over here in the corner, we have our greenhouse. Well, we first have a beehive right there. We have our greenhouse for rice saplings. Walk in here and you can see we do have this here. Just need to bring water and it'll be good to go. Tucked away over here, just down the hill a little ways, we have a cow pasture. Go over here, room for 32 cows, and we have a feed trigger over here, and no water is needed for that pasture. Now back up this little hill, and just down the road, just a little ways, I'm going to go a little out of our way to get to this one. Not technically on the main starting farm, but it's over here, and it's just going to be easier to show. You can see that icon way off in the distance right there. That is a rent train trigger. Now we're going to backtrack towards the farm and take a look at everything back over here. We do have a bunker silo right over here, kind of nestled up on the hillside. So now, tucked away over here, this building right here is a bale and pallet storage times 3. We have 3 individual bale and pallet storages right here. You can see here we have room for 50, 150, and 250. So that's pretty cool. We do have some storage tucked away over here. Now this is a repair trigger. Now this is one of the buildings that you're going to see repeat several times. It will be denoted with the little hazard marker right here, and the repair marker, oops, if I can not run into the wall, is right back here. Fuel tank right here. Tucked away inside here, we have AI helper Ben. Next door to him, AI helper Walter, and a chicken barn with room for 20 chickens. Now, again, you're going to see at the rest of the farms, you're going to see the chicken barn, you're going to see the pig pasture here. You're not going to see the cow barns or cow pastures out, but the number of chickens are going to be the same at all the farms, and the number of pigs are going to be the same. Now, the description also noted that it was going to be, let me actually read it just real quick. I'll reread that section. It says, a chicken coop for 100 animals. I think that's aggregating the rest of them, but even that doesn't make sense because the aggregation doesn't add up because there's 8 farms and 8 sets of chickens. 8 times 20 is not 100. So anyways, yeah, I don't know why it's saying 100. It might be updated later, but it is 20 right now. Pig barn right here. Room for 54 pigs. And let me go back to my other page. Let's see, pig barn. And lastly, but certainly not least, tucked away over here is the farm silo. And that is everything here on the main starting farm. So let's go ahead and go grab our truck and we will head out and about onto the map. Now this is going to be a very not in-depth, that's not the right word. A very, I guess, detailed map, because there's so many things that are going on in this map. We're going to be, you know, twisting, turning, going lefts and rights, ups and downs. There's going to be a whole lot of areas to cover on this map. 8 individual farmyards is already busy enough. So firstly, we're going to go off the beaten path just a little bit. We're going to go up to this intersection and make a left. And now we're going to hop across the street. And we're going to follow this down right next to the water towards the western portion of the map. As we continue to follow the road here, we will soon start to see our next point of interest come into view. You can see it down on the map. And it's now starting to come into view here on the road. All right. So right here is our first set of interest off the main farm. We do have the dredging boat, which is basically the stone production, where it's going to be just digging up stones. And we have the cement factory, which is right here. You can purchase the cement factory for $370,000. Our input for the cement factory is right over there. It's that little belt going up, and output's right here. Now, one thing that you can do on this map that you can't do on Riverbend, which is where these models come from, is you can go to the map and actually purchase the land that this sits on, which means you can gain access to this pile of stones without having to come up with a creative method like the forage wagon pickup or the forage pickup or some other kind of method to get the stones off the ground. You can buy the land and thus be able to get them. So load them with the bucket, load them with anything that you can load them with, you will be able to do it. So now I'm going to follow this road to our next point of interest. It is a very, very lovely map. This little road network right here just really kind of seals it for me personally. So we're just going to keep on driving this way. Got a little soccer field off to the right there. Now if we make a right here, to my left, we have the canning factory. We can purchase the canning factory for $330,000. Output is right here. Input right over here. Go ahead and leave here, cross over the bridge, and now we're heading into the main kind of town city area just over here. I'm going to start out by making a right, followed by another right. Now over on this side, over here, is the Harbor Grain Elevator sell point. keep on backtracking just a little ways, and now we'll make a right. Debris crusher off to my right there. Now coming up here, make a right. All right, we'll get out here. Now over here is the sugar mill. Can purchase the sugar mill for $240,000. Output is right here, input right here. Going just down the street. Off to my left, this is the oil mill. Input is right here. Can purchase it for $240,000. And the output, ooh, where was the output again? This one they kind of hide on me. Oh, right over here. There it is. Tucked in the corner. So coming up over here, we have the carpentry. Can purchase this for $300,000. And everything is on this side of the building. Input with a wood saw trigger right here, and output right there. And then right across the street, this is the spinnery. Can purchase that for $180,000. Got input here, output there. Hop back in. Tucked away over here, we have the dairy sell point right there. Follow this around and follow this small road up the hill. Directly in front of me, we have the warehouse sell point right here. We have the warehouse buy point right here, where you can buy all your palleted goods. And over there we have the rent train trigger. Actually, something just occurred to me. No, never mind. Never mind. So now we'll follow this down and around. Heading up to the northern part of the city. Right here we have a lime station, buy point right there. We have our repair trigger right here. And over here we have the main shop trigger right there. Get turned around real quick, head back out the way we came. There we go. We'll continue to follow this road. Coming up here to my left is the farmer's market sell point. Now if we follow this road right through here, to my left we have the bakery input right there. Output on this side, and can be purchased for $150,000. Now following this, road. Continuing to head back in this direction. Make a left. We have AI helper David right over there, standing in front of the doorway. And now we're going to head out of town and take in some more sights. Oops. Looking down at my notes. Thankfully, I looked up just in the nick of time not to smash into an immovable object. So now we'll head out of town here. Over. Whoops. There we go. Might not have been the most graceful of landings, but we landed it. Okay. So right over here we have the biogas plant. We have the liquid input right here. Solid input is now directly in front of me, 2 of them, and the purchasing point is right here. You can purchase this for $1,980,392, so very expensive. And then our liquid output, aka digestate, comes out right over here. Get turned back around. We need to go up to the upper level to be able to leave, which is right over here. And now right over here is our second farm. So first was the main farm. This is our second. So let's go ahead and take a look at the map and show where we've been and what we've seen up until this point. So we started right about here on our main starting farm. We took in everything on the main starting farm, including going all the way out to the rent train checker right over here. We then got into our truck and we went up this road, down over to here, down and around this coastal road where we saw the dredging boat and the cement factory. Came up and around over to this area where we saw the canning factory. Came out to the harbor grain elevator sell point, the debris crusher sell point. We then came down this road and we saw the sugar mill, came down some more, went to the oil mill, came up to the carpentry, went across the street to the spinnery, over to the dairy sell point. We then came out to the warehouse, buy point, sell point, and rent train trigger. Came up and around to the lime station, repair triggers, and shop trigger right here. Came back out and around over to the farmer's market sell point, and then down to the bakery, as well as seeing AI helper David. We then came out to the main road, out to this area here where we saw the biogas plant, came down this little side road, and now we are here at farmland number 17. We can purchase this for $82,152, and we will do that. And now you can see all the triggers now pop up. So again, we're going to see a lot of the same buildings, a lot of the same things we saw at the first one. So repair trigger is right here. It's tucked away in the back over there. We're going to very, very briefly go ahead and just breeze through all these. We got the chicken pasture, chicken barn right there. Around this corner over here, we have our wardrobe trigger and sleep trigger. This is the first time we've seen this building, so we'll go ahead and utilize these. Wardrobe, sleep, both work fine. Our bale and pallet storage tucked away in here, 3 of those. Our silo right there, and our pig barn right here. And for a pig barn, I don't think I showed this on the previous one, but slurry trigger right there, feed trigger right there. Lastly, fuel tank is right there. And that's it for that particular farm. So let's go ahead and head over to our next one. We're going to make a right. Continue to follow this out in this direction. We're going to follow this road out until we get to our next farm. So as we continue to follow this, coming up here, we got this little side road. We're going to follow this side road out here, cross over the bridge, and this is our next farm. This is going to be farm number 3. We went from farm number 2 right here, came out to the main road, all the way out to the side road, and right here we can purchase this land. Farmland number 9 for $270,744. Go ahead and buy that. And you can see all the stuff pop up. We got another repair trigger right here. The actual trigger's in the back room. Fuel tank, bale and pallet storage, wardrobe trigger, sleep trigger, silo, pig barn. Again, just to show you, room for 54 pigs. And around the back, the chicken barn right here. Again, 20 chickens. And again, just to show this one, just really fast, they're all 20 chickens. They're all 54 pigs. There's no differences between the farms. And that'll be the last time I show the numbers off. So now we continue to head down this little dirt road. And see the next farm is coming into view. This is going to be farm number 4. We'll stop right here. Once again, on the map, we're here at farm 3, down here to farm 4. We'll go ahead and purchase farmland number 12 for $201,864. We'll do that. Bale and pallet, wardrobe trigger, sleep trigger, chicken barn right there, pig barn over here, silo over there, repair trigger tucked away in here, right there, and fuel tank. So now we'll head out and we'll cross over the main road, sticking to the dirt road. Follow this off to the side here. And then we'll take in farm number 5, which is right here. So we were here, farm number 4, down and over to farm number 6, farmland number 6, for $375,912. We'll go ahead and purchase that. And you can see all the triggers once again. Bale and pallet, wardrobe, sleep, chicken barn, pig barn, silo, repair trigger, right here, fuel tank. That's it. So now we'll follow this up. Coming up to my right, we have a gas station right here. And here we have the next farm. So we were here, farm number 5, went up the road past the gas station, and now we're here, farmland number 3 for $246,408. We can purchase that, but we do not have enough funds. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and just borrow a whole mess of money to be able to purchase the remainder of the farms. Another $1 million should be more than enough to gather everything else from here. So, perfect. So now, once again, farmland number 3, $246,000, purchase that, and here we go. So right here. Whoops. Repair trigger right here. Bale and pallet. Chicken barn around back. Right there. Silo. Pig barn. Fuel tank. Wardrobe trigger. Sleep trigger. And we're gone once again. Following this around the main farm here. Coming up here to my right is the backside of one of the other farms we've already explored. Oops. Alright, up here we have a gas station, diesel buy point, and an electrical charging station in the back over there. And now, we're going to follow this side road around this windy, twisty road, and tucked away all the way back here is our next point of interest. Tucked away way back here is the temple constructible sell point right here. And now we backtrack out the main, well, out the back road, I should say, and back to the main road. And from here, I'm going to start making our way kind of northwest-ish. All the way out in this area here. We're going to follow this road to my right. And we're going to take this all the way out to our next farm. Whoops. Easy there. Now, tucked away way back here is the next farm. This is going to be farm number 7. So this is the second to last farm here on this map. We'll go ahead and stop here. We went from, let's see, this farm right here. This is farm number 6, and we went up over to the gas station and the electrical charging station right there, up to the temple, back out to the main road, and up and around to farmland number 60. Can be purchased for $199,416. Go ahead and do that. And now we have a silo there. Wardrobe trigger and sleep trigger. Fuel tank. Bale and pallet storage. Now, one thing that just kind of dawned on me. Yes, repair triggers tucked away in there. I don't think I took that note, but it is in there. Over here. Oops. Grab the truck. No, okay, I walked right by it. Chicken barn right there, and pig barn over there. So now, we get to actually see some other things besides farms for a little while. So we're going to follow this back out to the main road, and now we're going to do a little bit of backtracking. Up here, we'll make a right. And coming up to my right is the grain mill. Got the input right over there. Output is right here in front of me. And we can purchase it for $288,000. We'll head out there. Going to make a quick right, followed by a quick left. And now tucked away over here, we have another rent train trigger right there. And we have the Grain West silo. This is a railroad silo that we can use to load our trains with. So we have our input and output for our trailers right there. There goes the train. And there is a input for your train right over there. It's passing there. It is passing right over it. So let's go ahead and follow this off in this direction. And now over here. Alright, here we have AI helper Katie. We also have our animal dealer. Now you can come to this location and purchase your animals directly using this icon, or you can use the icons of the pens and pastures that are located all around the map. If you use this icon though, you will incur an additional fee. That fee is associated to a delivery fee. The animal dealer is taking the animals from this location, delivering them for you to the areas located around the map. Now you can see, if we were to buy an adult cow, $1,175 would be the base price plus a $100 delivery fee for each and every cow. If we wanted to load up on all of our cows, we would spend an extra $3,200. It's going to add up pretty quickly, especially with all the various farms that we have on the map. Now to save that money, you can come to this location with an animal trailer. You can load directly into the animal trailer and deliver the animals yourself. You'll save that $100 delivery fee for an adult cow or whatever it is for the various other species of animals that you can purchase. Now directly in front of me is the animal dealer sell point. Off to the side there to the left is the manure buy point. Around this side we have the slurry buy point here and another lime station right here. Now we're going to follow this out just a little ways. Right next door, right over here, behind the platform is another rent train trigger. We're going to backtrack just a little ways. And now we're going to follow this road all the way up here. Oop, easy. Up this road. And tucked way up here is the sawmill. Over here, you can purchase it for $300,000. We have our wood cell trigger here. We have AI helper Noah over there. We have our input right there, and our output are on the back side over here. Now we'll go out this exit. We're going to go up this steep side of the mountain here. Now if we continue to follow this in this direction, we follow this up the hill. right, now coming up here to my right there is the restaurant Sell Point. And now we're going to head down through this little village here to pick up on our last point of interest. I have to be oh so careful because the roads get so narrow and twisty. Just keep following this down and around. Go. And now tucked away down at the bottom of the village, just over here, is the final farm and our last set of interests. So we were all the way up here at farm number 7. We came down around to the grain mill, over here to the rent train trigger and the grain, I think it's a Western Grain West silo. Yep, that one. Then we went from there up into the animal dealer area where we saw AI Helper Katie, the animal dealer sell point, the manure buy point, the slurry buy point, and the lime station buy point. We then went up to the rent train trigger. We then backtracked up the side of the hill where we saw the sawmill and AI Helper Noah. Came up and around, followed this all the way out to the restaurant, down and around over to farmland number 82 for $349,128. We can purchase this. And now, triggers. Chicken barn. Pig barn. Silo. Repair trigger. Fuel tank, bale and pallet storage, wardrobe trigger, and sleep trigger. That's it. That is everything here on Settlers. Whew, man. Now it's time to render my opinion and let you know what I think. 0 to 5 scale as per usual. This map is one of the first maps where I've really struggled to come up with an opinion on. I've really struggled with this one. This map is based on the kind of original version of Hutan Pantai. I love Hutan Pantai. Absolutely love it. I think it's a brilliant looking map, and I think this one is too. I think that this map is gorgeous. It's got all the things that I look for on a map. It's got the sweeping undulations. It's got the really kind of unique shaped fields. It's not kind of boring to look at, and I love it. I just absolutely love this map, but I have a really hard time kind of expressing as to why without referencing Hutan Pantai. So let me try here on the fly. So color palette, wonderful. I think it's very nice. It's got very kind of muted and toned down colors, so it doesn't feel like that whole cartoony vibe. The main starting farm, I honestly think, is better. I think that this starting farm is significantly better than the starting farm on Hutan Pantai. And look at all this. You get all this stone just kind of sitting here waiting for you to utilize. That's awesome. I think it's a much more functional farm on top of that. Then you take in the terrain and all the undulations, just like Hutan Pantai, which again, I'm trying my best not to reference it every single time I open my mouth, but this is based off of it, so it is what it is. It's gorgeous. I mean, look at this. This little water feature right here that runs into the cow pasture, which makes sense as to why you don't need water for your cow pasture, which is normally something you do need for cow pastures, is water. But again, if we walk towards it, it would say no water required. It's just food, which is awesome. I love that. I love that the train system has been kind of newly developed, quote unquote newly developed, and there's so much for the train to do. You can see it gets elevated, it drops down, it comes right out here by our main farm. Like you can have that feeling of Hutan Pantai without it. I mean, yeah, it does feel like Hutan Pantai, but it just doesn't feel like Hutan Pantai, if that makes sense. It's different enough to be its own kind of uniqueness while not being unique at all. It's really weird, and I'm struggling really hard to sit there and to kind of put my finger on it. It's gorgeous. It's an absolutely gorgeous map, and just like Hutan Pantai is a incredibly gorgeous map. And then you have the fully functional, I mean, basically a one-to-one, retaking of the Hutan Pantai town, the city area, quote unquote. You get some changes, especially on the perimeter up here where the warehouse is. Those are different. I mean, there's subtle differences all over the map, and it's just really, really awesome. I do love this map. So, what would I give this map? 0 to 5 scale as per usual. I'm struggling to not give this a 5. I'm struggling, and I can't think of a reason not to, because I gave Hutan Pantai a 5, and that's with all the cleanup and all the renovations and all the things that they did to make Hutan Pantai what it is. This is Hutan Pantai, just with some differences, like the beginning of the storyboard, if you would. And yeah, I love it. I absolutely love it. So I'm gonna give it a 5. I'm gonna give it a 5. I think that this is. I'm not gonna say is better than Hutan Pantai, but it is right up there with it. I could have been more than satisfied with this version of Hutan Pantai had this been the one to come out to be the one that we know Hutan Pantai to be, if all that makes sense. But no, I love it, and I think that this is going to be a very, very fun map to play on. A very fun map. And so much so because of all the little tweaks and updates and kind of porting over from like Riverbend, the stone factory, or the cement factory, the stone barge, those things there, in addition to all the little tiny tweaks and things. The utilization of the forestry areas, I think, is a lot better because of the whole use of the kind of single trees within the forestry area, like the pine trees. It's not like a huge mixture of various different styles. And you can kind of see it if I go into the overhead view here. You can see all the forestry areas. It's really just a lot of the pine trees, just the lodgepole pines, I think is what they're called. So it's nice, and it's going to be easier to work with. It's easier to kind of traverse these areas because you're not getting all the random trees that were kind of dotted around with Hutan Pantai. So it's one of those that, yeah, I like it, and I think it's well deserving of a 5 out of 5. But all that being said, I hope that you enjoyed this update. If you did, please show me by liking, sharing, subscribing, following, commenting, doing all the things. The algorithms enjoy you doing, the shows you enjoy for this channel, and enjoying the content. That being said, I hope you have a fantastic day. Take care.